today's video I'm going to be talking about how to be consistently consistent. I know we hear that everywhere, that if you want to be successful in this and that, the key is consistency. But nobody ever tells you how to exactly be consistent or how to go about it. So this video is not going to be like a couple of principles which can help you become more consistent. This video, I've designed it in a way that it actually goes through the entire process of consistency and what you can do at the various aspects based on the challenges you face with being consistent. Before we get into the process of consistency and how you tackle all the challenges that you face while trying to be consistent, let's first talk about 3 prerequisites you need to have in order to be able to see the consistency process through. I want you to remember them, or at least write them somewhere where you can refer to them, because these prerequisites are very important in the process of being consistent, and it's going to come up again during the process. So it's important that you at least remember them, or at least have a reference where you can refer. The first one is love what you are doing. I know this may sound so cliche, but hear me out. So in my past, I could actually never be consistent with anything. I used to always do something and then just stop, give it up, go on to the next thing. I would get average at it, or maybe not even average, and I would just give it up. I would never be consistent, and I thought that it was something wrong with me. It was the way I was, and that I would never be able to be consistent in life and never be able to follow through on anything. And it was kind of very demotivating for me. But the truth is, you cannot be consistent if you do not love what you're doing. So first step is you need to find something that you love doing and then decide to be consistent at that. If you don't love what you're doing, or you don't love the thing that you decide to be consistent at, there's no way that you're going to be consistent throughout, and there's no way that you're going to be happy. Even if you are able to be consistent for a little amount of time, you're not going to be happy doing it. So the number one prerequisite is love what you are doing. Then the second most important prerequisite is you need to know why you're doing it. So a reason like your friend told you to do it, or because you can see your friend doing it, or somebody else told you to do it, or because you saw somebody else do it and you thought, I also can do that, so let me also give it a try. Those reasons are not good enough. You need to know your proper goal. What do you want to achieve by being consistent? Have a goal that motivates you, that you feel really passionate about achieving. If you do not have a goal and you're just consistent with something, where exactly are you going? Where are you trying to go? You have no idea and you have no reason. So why are you doing it? So second most important prerequisite is know why you're doing it. The third and probably the most important prerequisite is keep it simple. Now everybody thinks that being consistent means you need to achieve something amazing. You need to be consistent with something that is totally out of your comfort zone. You need to be doing something that is very hard for you every day, and that shows true consistency. Why does it have to be so complicated? Once you establish why you want to do it, all you need to do after that is set out a simple and concise way to be consistent and reach that goal. It does not have to be overly complicated. It does not have to be crazy hard working, all that. It does not have to be all that. It just needs to be simple for you to follow, be consistent, and achieve your goal. Bill Gates said something along the lines of, if he's presented with a problem, he will find a lazy guy to find the solution, because the lazy guy will find the easiest way to solve that problem. So things don't have to be complicated, things don't have to be hard always. Just find the simplest and most energy efficient way to get to your goal. Okay, the process of consistency I've divided into 4 phases, that is MQSP. What it stands for is, phase 1 is the motivated phase, phase 2 is the questioning phase, phase 3 is the slow phase, phase 4 is part of you. Without wasting any more time, let's get into the first phase. So the first phase is the motivated phase. The motivated phase is when you're so pumped up and energetic, and you want to do this. You're going to do this for 30 days, 365 days, whatever it is that you want to do. You're so pumped up, you just give it your all. You give it your maximum. You go in with the attitude of all or nothing. Well, that's a problem. That's a mistake. See, when you go in all or nothing and you give it your all, there is a chance that you're going to either physically fatigue, mentally get fatigued, or just burn out, because you're giving it your all, and that's not going to be enough energy to last you through the entire process. See, consistency is not a sprint. Remember, consistency is a marathon. Now when you're running a marathon, if you just sprint in the first 1 or 2 kilometers, are you going to have energy to finish the rest of the marathon? I mean, that's just foolish running, right? That's the same with consistency. Consistency is a marathon. You don't need to go in full power and just give it your all. The all or nothing attitude, that attitude does not work here. So when you're starting out your journey, of course you need to be motivated to do what you want to do, but also understand to keep a steady pace, and that pace can keep increasing, but don't just go all in and then just burn out and crash. So the second phase is the questioning phase. Let's take this phase with an example. So my personal example, so I recently took up this challenge of doing 50 push-ups for 30 days, and in my mind it was like 50 push-ups for 30 days, how hard can it be? Because I'm a person who generally works out, who keeps fit, I work out every day, so it's not going to be a problem. First few days I went all in. It was like doing different kinds of variations of the push-up, being creative, trying to challenge more and more. Then by the 7th or 10th day, my chest was sore. I was exhausted physically, mentally. It was just getting really tiring, and I was not sure that I wanted to do this anymore. I was just going to give up relatively early. So I didn't mention this also, but I was doing this challenge by posting the story of my update of me doing the push-ups every day on my Instagram. There were days that I thought I'll just do 5 or 10 push-ups just for the story and post it. I mean, nobody will know, right? But thankfully I did not do that. At the end of the day, it comes back to the 3 principles I spoke to you about in the start. So the first principle, love what you're doing. So think of it in this way: if you stop what you're doing right now, and you don't do it anymore for the rest of your life, would that make you less happy, or would that make you more happy? If the answer is that it will make you less happy, then you're already winning. You see, there are so many people that just go to work, just do what they have to do and make a lot of money. They might make a lot of money, but deep down they're not happy because they're not enjoying what they do. And honestly, if you compare a person who is rich, successful, but not happy with what they're doing, and if you compare a person that is not so rich, not so successful, but is happy and passionate and enjoying what they're doing, I believe their life is going to be more fulfilled. So if you're already enjoying this process and you realize that if you stop it, you're going to be less happy, then you have your answer right there. The second principle of know why you're doing it. Remind yourself why you're doing it. Remind yourself of the goal. When you see the goal and when you have your bigger vision in front of you, that makes you more motivated to keep walking, keep going towards that goal, keep trying to reach it, because the more closer you get, the more happy and excited you get. The third one I had said is keep it simple, is go back to the drawing board. If you are actually overcomplicating things or making it really hard for you, then take a step back, evaluate, and make it more simpler so that it's more easier to be consistent. Now the third phase is the slow phase. You see, when you set a goal and when you decide to be consistent with it, you're not going to see results immediately or very soon. Let's take for example weight loss. Now you decide that you want to lose weight, so because of that every day you're going to either cycle, run, work out, something or the other. You're going to do it. You're going to keep doing it. And what happens is, if you keep comparing your weight every single day, like every day, this day you check your weight, that day you check your weight, you look in the mirror every day, you compare yourself to yesterday, the results, the change that you're going to see between on a day-to-day basis or every 2 to 3 days basis is not going to be much. So it's going to be very little. But then in your mind, you're being so consistent, you're putting in so much of hard work, and you're not seeing the results, is what you think and what your mind tells you. Instead, what you can do is compare yourself over a larger period of time. So say for example day 1 and day 30. When you compare the difference between day 1 and day 30, that difference is going to be pretty significant, and you're going to be amazed. You're going to be, wow, I did this. My consistency has got me these results. I'm going to keep going on, and that's going to be actually motivating for you. So stop comparing yourself every 2 to 3 days or every day. Your growth is happening in those 2 to 3 days of that day. There is growth that is happening, but it is happening at a small level that is not big enough for you to appreciate and for you to be motivated by. So instead of that, you let that compound, and after a longer period of time, if you compare and you just see the difference, that's going to make you much more motivated, and you're going to say, wow, this thing is working. I'm going to keep doing it. So that's the key to remain consistent. This is not only applied to weight loss, but this applies to anything. Anything you're being consistent with, you may think that the results are not worth it. The fourth phase and the last phase is part of you. You see, after being consistent for a certain period of time and just consistently doing something, it just becomes part of you. It does not even feel like work if you really love what you're doing, if you really enjoy, if you have your goals that are clear and you've kept it simple, because subconsciously you're already in that flow that you're already consistent, and it's just, you don't need to focus on the consistency part about it. You just need to focus on the task, so you can forget about trying to be consistent and just focus on the task, because the consistency is there already. Now I hope you guys enjoyed that video. So I've been consistently trying to find things to be more consistent at, just to build up that habit and that lifestyle. There's one thing that I've really started to enjoy is cycling. It's just when I cycle I feel amazing. I mean, it just inspires. Actually, I have a short film of why I cycle every single day, and I'm gonna link it, I think here or somewhere here. It's gonna be linked somewhere here. It's gonna be linked somewhere, so go check that video out. It's a 2-minute short film that I made about why I cycle every day, and that consistency carries on into other parts of my life. This does not remain in cycling. I hope this video helps you guys grow in your personal business, in whatever it may be. I hope it helps you be more consistent in something and grow, because that's the whole point of this channel, is to document my journey of growing and whatever I learn, and hopefully help you guys grow as well. And when you guys grow along with me, that just brings me a lot of joy and happiness to see that I'm able to help others as well. So if you guys like that video, please be sure to like, subscribe, all that good stuff, and I will see you all in the next one. Peace.
Fate Entertainment.